Hello everyone, welcome to the JD Theory. Today, we're doing the DC Supervillain tier list. Now, we did the heroes of DC, we did the villains of Marvel, and the heroes of Marvel. This is the last tier list left we have in the series. We're going to be going through A tier, S tier through F tier. I already filtered out all the characters I'm not familiar with, so we don't have to deal with all that as we're going through the list. And I'll tell you, there was a lot of goofy looking characters when I was sorting this out. Like, take this guy, for example, Top. Who are you, brother? But yeah, man, my dogs are going berserk upstairs. Deal with it. We do these on the fly. But yeah, man, let's get right into the list. First, we have Ares, who would be Wonder Woman's primary villain, at least the strongest villain in her continuity, I'm pretty sure. Either way, Ares, he's pretty cool. I'm most familiar with him by playing Injustice. He's a playable character in the mobile version, so pretty cool. I dig him. I'm probably going to put him around I think B tier. See, the thing with villains, they have a built-in cool factor. Sometimes it ends up looking goofy as hell, but a lot of these characters, they get by just on being cool. For instance, Bane. He's awesome, man. He's going straight to S tier. Is there any debate that needs to be had? I mean, look at him. It's goddamn Bane. And I'm sure all of you have seen the Dark Knight movies. Absolutely amazing. The Christopher Nolans. Batmite. We kept this guy on the list because I don't know who you are. Let's take a real close look at you. The Batmite. Is that not just amazing? Yeah, you're going straight to the F tier. It's the only reason you're even here, brother. You are here as a sacrifice. A sacrifice for greater good. Now, back to the real deal. Bizarro. Who is this? How do I say this properly? It's like a dumb version of Superman. I don't really know where you go with Bizarro. I think he's a cool character. He appears a decent amount from what I can tell. He's never been adapted to my knowledge, but probably going to throw Bizarro in the C tier. Passable, reasonable enough. We do get a lot of villains that are like duplicates or like dupes of the heroes. I filtered out most of them. Some of them are a little ridiculous. I might have kept one or two on the list just to poke fun at it, but yeah. Next we have Black Adam. Now, didn't The Rock play as Black Adam? I don't know. Either way, I think he's pretty cool. I don't think he's any cooler than Shazam. I wasn't exactly super hot on Shazam, but, I'm not against Black Adam. I'm probably going to throw him in the C tier. Not overly enthused or unenthused about him, but I don't dislike him, and I definitely don't hate him. So, C tier. He's right in the middle. Black Flash. Now, this is a character who I'm aware of his existence, and, he is one of the most annoying characters in Injustice. Oh my god, I hate playing against the Black Flash. Or the Darkest Night Flash, whatever it is in that game. But, dude, look at how freaking cool this guy is. I'm going to put him right below Black Adam. I can't put him higher than a character I'm, genuinely familiar with. But his coolness alone, sorry. Maybe I need to watch the Flash show. Get a little more intimate with the Flash's rogues gallery. Black Manta. Now, okay, I have seen the Aquaman movie. I thought he was really a strong character in that movie. He felt like a real threat hunting Aquaman. And yeah, man, Black Manta, if there's any he's probably the only enemy of Aquaman we'll see on this list. And shout out to him for being notable. I'm probably actually going to put him above Bizarro, still in the C tier, like pretty mixed, indifferent. But yeah, pretty cool, pretty cool. I think the backstory, or at least in the movie, he's vengeful against Aquaman because a ship that his father was in went down. I think they were hunting Aquaman or something, but Aquaman killed his father, and yeah, that's some real heat right there. Somebody kills your dad, of course you're gonna hate them. Brainiac, Superman villain. I think he is super awesome. He's in Injustice 2 as a playable character, the mobile version. I've never played the actual console. Actually, I have. I have once with a couple of friends back in the day, some drinking buddies, but I've never really seen him adapted in a movie since. Either way, I'm probably going to put him around that C tier. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll get Black Manta and Brainiac up in the B tier, because I'm more familiar with these characters than these three. Well, maybe not Black Adam. I'm definitely more familiar with Black Adam. We'll put him at the top of the C tier, because truth be told, I'm not in love with the character. Captain Boomerang, you're a straight D tier, brother. I think he's silly enough to where I don't hate it. But the Suicide Squad movies were no marvel. That's for sure. Captain Cold kind of doesn't need to exist. I'm going to put you in the F tier, bud. I just feel like we have, and we're going to touch on him, Mr. Freeze. I just don't see why Captain Cold exists. I'm not overly familiar with the character, but I saw his name and I was like, oh, Captain Cold. I know who that is. I don't know. Captain Nazi. You know damn well he's going to the F tier. I actually have no idea who this guy is, but the fact that he exists, it's pretty hilarious. He is going to be in the F tier, though, at the very bottom. I mean, that's atrocious, man. What were they thinking, dude? Hey, Catwoman. Oh, man, how could you put Catwoman anywhere but S tier? I mean, she's iconic, and she's not even like a full-on villain, more of like an anti-hero or like a mercenary-type figure. Will do whatever it takes to get what she wants. Whether that be the good or the bad. Respect that. Cheetah. This is another one of Wonder Woman's villains. Cheetah, I'm always surprised, at least to my knowledge, I haven't watched the Wonder Woman movies, but has Cheetah been adapted in a movie? If she has and I'm wrong, then let me know in the comments. I'll check it out, but I don't think she's been adapted in anything. I'm probably just going to throw her in the D tier. And she doesn't have the funniness of Captain Boomerang, so she's going to be a little bit below him. Clayface. Now, this is a pretty dumb character, which, crazy enough, I think they are going to make a movie starring Clayface, and it's kind of going to be this body horror kind of movie. I was first introduced to Clayface through the Batman animated series, and I don't know, he's one of the less compelling villains in the show. But he's not horrible. Nobody's really horrible in the show. I'm probably going to put him at C tier. He's got a menacing look and body made of clay. There's a lot of things you can do with that. Do I move him to D tier? Whatever. We'll keep him in the C tier for now. Court of Owls. I'm familiar. They're like string pullers under Gotham, but after just seeing it pop up right now, I haven't read the comic in which they appear. I just recognize them. I don't think I'm familiar enough with the Court of Owls to have any opinion on them. I'm going to put them in the N/A category with all of these lovely folks. All right, I'm back on track. Let's see, we got Cyborg Superman, which it's another bizarro situation where we have an alternate version of Superman. Of course, Cyborg Superman is one of the better examples, but I don't think it's as good as Bizarro. Gonna put it in the D tier. Kind of doesn't need to exist. It's like, we could just create another villain, from scratch, a new character. It doesn't need to be based on what we already have. Just making evil versions of Superman only worked so many times, and I think Bizarro really nailed it on the head. So while Cyborg Superman, a little silly, a little ridiculous at the fact that he even exists, still a competent villain. We're gonna... Oh, Darkseid. Oh, man. You know damn well he's got to go in the S tier also, man. We got nobody in the A tier yet, which is very interesting. This is shaken up to be quite odd. But yeah, man, Darkseid. He's got it all, man. I mean... Would you consider him Superman's main villain? Definitely his highest scale villain. Or at least consistently the final boss. He's Superman's Bowser, essentially. Yeah, just super cool. Wouldn't have him anywhere else. Deadshot. Okay, the Suicide Squad is pretty lame. But Deadshot is awesome, man. I love him in the video game. In the movies, he's all right. Will Smith is Deadshot, right? Am I tripping on that? I think so, right? He's so cool, but the adaptation is so iffy. I'm probably going to put him in the B tier. I'll put him right here. Let me organize this a little bit. I think we're going to go Brainiac at the top, because Brainiac is just awesome. Brainiac, Ares, Deadshot, Black Manta. That sounds about right. We'll work on the ordering of the list a little later once we have everything in place. Okay, here's a character that I think should go in the A tier. Deathstroke. Really awesome. One of the best characters. Pretty much every variation of him in Injustice is dope, but we have no real adaptation of Deathstroke, and of course I'm not overly in love with Deadpool. Hate to be that guy, just not a big fan, and you could kind of blame his creation on Deathstroke. I don't know. Also, him being the main villain of the Teen Titans, it's like, don't you got bigger fish to fry, pal? Can't you be dealing with Batman or something? Which I'm sure he does plenty of times, but, I'm feeling the A tier. It just feels right. Does it? Do we put him S tier? Hold on. Let's hold the horses. We also got Doomsday, baby. He's going to be up there, too. He's got to be, brother. The guy who killed Superman. Well, the creature that killed Superman. I don't know if I'd exactly see Doomsday and be like, hey, look at that guy, But, yeah, super, super dope character. Amazing design. Extremely powerful. Yeah, he's a planet crisis. Doomsday showing up. And also, the name, the look, it's all perfect, man. It's all perfect. Enchantress. I thought I knew who you were, but looking at you now, I'm like, I have no idea. You're going into N/A. Okay, so here would be Superman's, I guess, more important villain, or at least his early on. He's kind of like when Goku would face off against Vegeta. That's kind of General Zod versus Superman vibes. I think I'm going to put Zod in the B tier. See, Superman, I love Superman. I put him in the S tier. But I don't know if his villains are S tier material. I mean, we got Darkseid in there. And Doomsday is in the A tier, but I don't know if I could put Zod any higher than B. Same with Brainiac. I don't think we've gotten enough adaptation of Brainiac, and in Zod's case, we did get a huge adaptation in Man of Steel, and he's in the video games as well, but something's just not as compelling as like a Doomsday or a Darkseid in the case of Zod. Because while he is not a Superman clone, he is in essence the same type of being. But yeah, man, B tier I think is a completely fair place to put Zod. Gorilla Grodd, who, to my knowledge, is the Flash's biggest enemy. I remember him appearing in what was it? The DC animated, the Injustice animated series. Yeah, my little brother would watch that, and for some reason, Zod is always in these episodes. I don't know. He is a little ridiculous, a gorilla with telekinetic powers. Of course, he's strong as a gorilla. That goes a long way. Oh, man, he's so ridiculous, but he's, like, kind of awesome for being so silly. I think I gotta put him at the top of the C tier. Because I do not know much about Gorilla Grodd. But what I do know, I like it. I like it. And keep in mind, if you're watching this and you don't really know how my tier lists tend to go, S tier, amazing. Love it. A tier, really great stuff. Just not my personal top stuff. B tier, that's pretty good stuff. C tier, I can dig it. Not in love with it. Not against it, but I could dig it. D tier is like, I can't really dig this, but I get it. And then F tier, that's like, come on, man. Get out of here. So if that made sense to any of you watching, if anybody's even watching at this point, we're 17:30, brother. I don't think anybody has the attention span for that long with me. But yeah, that's kind of how I view this. So C tier is a positive tier for me. Not positive. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. Which I'm a glass half full kind of guy. So that's not bad whatsoever. Harley Quinn. Probably going to put you in the A tier. Classic character. I mean, Joker's right-hand woman. Yeah, I think the reinvention of Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad, that new aesthetic she got when she was kind of reinvented by, what's her freaking name, dude? She's in The Wolf of Wall Street. Margot Robbie. Her take and look on that character, I feel like really revived Harley Quinn. And of course we got Lady Gaga, who just did the second Joker movie, which I have not seen because I heard it's terrible. But Harley Quinn's a bit hot right now. She's got a hot streak going. The media is aware. She's a sought-after character. And yeah, for good reason. She plays the part. She's like so in love with the Joker, and the Joker really doesn't care. So he could kind of just tell her to do whatever the hell he wants. And we get a lot of internal, like, why am I doing this kind of stuff from Harley Quinn? Because you could tell she's not like this super sinister villain, at least in some adaptations, The Joker himself, obviously, he's going to go into the S tier, not to get overly edgy, The internet has ruined the Joker. Dax has ruined the Joker. We got to get him to stop rapping, for one. But yeah, man, the Joker as a character, absolutely everything you could want in a villain. Absolutely insane, but he's clever, and he's always trying to prove a point, like he's some philosopher of morality. He's like, I do all these horrible things, kill me, Batman. You know, the whole idea of Joker. It's like, how far can I push you to make you break your principles? Where is the line drawn? That's what you gotta love about the Joker, man. The dynamic of the character. The motivation is strictly to prove a point, you know? And of course, he's had some amazing adaptations over the year. The first of the new Joker movies, Joaquin Phoenix, absolutely amazing. I also thought all of the, what's his name again? I said it earlier, the Christian Bale Batman movies. He is phenomenal in that film. And yeah, Heath Ledger, that's his name. And Christopher Nolan, that's the director. The Christopher Nolan Batman, Heath Ledger, kills it. Rest his soul. Yeah. Where else was I going to put him? Killer Croc. Very cool looking character. Very silly. Very goofy that he exists. I think as a kid I was really into Killer Croc, and the older I get, I'm like, why'd they do this? Why does Killer Croc exist? But yeah, man, I think we're going to throw him in the... Yeah, he belongs in the C tier. Probably towards the higher end. Just because I have a bit of an affinity towards him. He's just a big goddamn crocodile, man. That goes a long way. Who do we got here? Killer Frost. She's in the Injustice games, and I really hate her slow-down mechanics. It's so boring. Don't really love the character either. Sorry, but I'm probably going to put her in the D tier. Not horrible, just not my steez. That's just how it is. And, oh, baby. Lex Luthor. Okay, he is Superman's go-to villain. I don't know what the hell I was talking about earlier. I clearly forgot Lex Luthor exists. But yeah, this guy is it's like the evil Tony Stark, man. He's just a rich motherfucker. Excuse my language, but we're 22 minutes in. He is a ballin' out CEO who's like, get me in that power suit. I'm gonna fight that alien. Yeah, dude, I gotta put Lex in the... He's gotta be S tier. He has to be S tier, man. Where else are you gonna put Lex Luthor? Of course, his adaptation where Jesse Eisenberg was playing as him, that was pretty ass, right? But we have gotten so many adaptations of Lex Luthor that who cares? There could be a bad one. There's a bad Joker movie. He's still S tier. So I'll let that slide, all right? The Batman v Superman shenanigans. Lex Luthor, at the end of the day, is that guy. And you know who is not that guy? Goddamn Man-Bat. Dude, I remember when I was... I started watching Batman the Animated Series, and I don't know if this is the canonical order or the order it was aired in, but I was watching the series, and Man-Bat is the first enemy introduced in the series. And he's just ridiculous. I'm going to put him in D tier. You're bordering on F tier, buddy. You're lucky that you're kind of a staple, because if you weren't, you know where you would land. Do I put him? Nah, he's not even above Killer Frost, man. You're solemnly at the bottom of D tier. Then we got Medusa, which I don't know where Medusa appears in DC Comics at all. I just kept her on the list because I'm familiar with the mythological Medusa, Jason and the Gargonauts and Clash of the Titans, stuff like that. So based on that Medusa, I'm gonna put her in the D tier. All right, because they gassed up Medusa in those old, Roman mythology or whatever the hell it was movies, Greek mythology. And she kind of gets her head chopped off and put in a bag. You know, it wasn't a very long fight scene. The brother looked in the mirror of his shield and chopped her head off. I mean, don't get me wrong, turning somebody to stone by making eye contact with them, that's a pretty powerful, that's a good move. But mirrors, we live in the age of phones now. I can probably look right at her through a phone and the camera's pointed at her. She wouldn't even be a threat these days. All right, Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is kind of a tragic character. He's like trying to revive his wife or something from dying. That's why he freezes things, right? Because he's trying to like freeze her body till he could find a cure. Is that what it was? I don't remember. It's been a really long time since I was watching the animated series, but neither here nor there. Mr. Freeze he's the token ice character of the DC anthology. We're gonna put him in the. Okay, I might get some real flack on where I put Mr. Freeze, because if you're watching this as a casual dude, kind of like myself, you're like, Mr. Freeze, kind of a average Batman villain, but the internet is obsessed with Mr. Freeze and his backstory. And I am well aware I'm going to catch some dirt with putting Mr. Freeze in the C tier, but that's just how I feel. You can't convince me otherwise. That's just where he goes. I'm also going to put Killer Croc like below Black Adam. Just looking at it, it's not right. But yeah, man, that's just my opinion. Deal with it. Mr. Pixelix, or however, Mr. Mixaplex, Mr. Plixikix. I don't know how to say his name, brother, but I know who he is. He's kind of like the god figure in DC to begin with. I think he looks really stupid, but that's kind of like the point. He kind of just messes with things. He's like this god level being who is just like this trickster, I guess. I don't know. I'm probably just going to put him in the D tier. I'm sure he's a great character. I know him and Superman like have some bump-ins. And I don't think he's ever really like a main villain. He's just like this overarching, like powerful being that exists within the world. I don't know. Maybe I need more context plot-wise. Has he been in any narratives? Is he just this ever-lurking, powerful, godlike creature? I don't know. Also, Peacemaker. Brother, what? Is he a villain? I never saw the show, but I know John Cena is the actor. That's the only reason I didn't put him in the N/A. Because I know who John Cena is, and I see the Peacemaker commercials all the time. I thought he was like a comedy hero. I don't know why he's on this villain list. Either way, I don't have any information on Peacemaker. Maybe I'll do a review on Peacemaker, because it kind of combines two things I love, being comic book characters and WWE. You know, we can merge those two worlds, do a Peacemaker review on the channel. That could be fun. But yeah, man. Next we got here. Let me get some of these guys at the back. Like Zoom. Sorry. I don't really understand why you exist. You're just another one of these flash suit guys who just goes faster than the other guys. You know what I mean? Reverse Flash, he's done some horrible things. And I don't know much about him, but I think he's so freaking cool that he could probably just immediately go to A tier. That's a little generous. I'm going to put you in the... Yeah, dude, what? Reverse Flash, come on. But yeah, I put him in the A tier because Zoom, what are you, pal? We got the Black Flash, Reverse Flash, the Zoom... all you guys are just zooming. I don't know. I'm just ranting nonsense. Ooh, oh, Trigon. Let's talk about him, who is canonically Starfire's father, I believe. I think they're the same character I'm talking about. Yeah, he's like the ruler of hell or something, or some planet, some hell-like planet. Just gonna put him in the D tier, man. He he could go at the top of D tier. I don't know. I don't know. I only have the depiction of him in Teen Titans. That's all I'm working with here. And based on that, I'm like, why do you exist? as this demon god. Let's talk about... Excuse me, had to cough. Okay, Red Hood. We talked about him in the hero list, even though he's kind of like an anti-hero, I guess villain, some may say. We're late in the video, we're 30 minutes deep, I'm going to blow my nose, alright? Hold your horses, it's just going to be a second. 1 second. Okay, alright. We're back. Hope all these noises of me sitting down at my desk and jangling stuff around doesn't mess with the audio quality too much. But yeah, here we go. Penguin. Good lord. The Penguin is insane, alright? This is a guy who lives in the sewer with an army of penguins. You'd have to be on acid to think of this character. I feel like I gotta put him in, like, at least the B tier. He's so ridiculous. He's so great in that movie, too. I'll put him... Brainiac is so cool, though. We'll put him right below Brainiac. Penguin is classic, man. Poison Ivy. Never been crazy about Poison Ivy. I just don't care, really. I don't know. One of the less notable Batman enemies, just in my opinion. Probably going to throw you in the D tier. Put you around a cheetah. Yeah. Poseidon. Now... Goodness, I'm sure he is related to Aquaman in some way, but the Poseidon I'm familiar with is also the the Clash of the Titans Poseidon. He is the god of the ocean. He is the Greek mythology, paganism Poseidon. So I'm gonna put you in. I'm gonna put you right next to Medusa, because you're here for the same reason. We don't actually know you from DC. I know you from outside of it. Oh, Ra's al Ghul. I really don't know how to say his name, but I'm overly familiar with this character. Of course, the first Batman movie, we all know he has a lot to do with the origins of Batman being, the character who killed Batman's family, which would inspire him to become a vigilante in himself. So... very important. He's kind of like... he's got some weird nature stuff going on where he's like this... At least in one comic I was looking at. Am I tripping? It was Ra's al Ghul, right? He's kind of like a hippie. But he's also like this... I don't know. This guy's weird. Probably C tier. Super impactful. But just... personally, he's not doing much for me. But he's still a great overall, essential. And I would never take that away from this story. So he's in the middle, but, it's not negative that he's in the C tier. Blowing my nose one more time. Hold your horses, people. straight up being a menace right now. Next, we have the Riddler, which is an extremely goofy-looking character, and in the adaptations, ridiculously goofy. But in the comics, he's a very intricate. He kind of stages crime to get Batman in a trap. He's also somebody who has this code of ethics and is trying to get this morality of crime situated. Yeah, we're gonna put Riddler in the B tier, and I think I'm gonna move Reverse Flash down to the top of B tier. Yeah, Scarecrow, I think he's very cool. Of course, the first Batman movie, very notable. He's also very notable in the animated series. There was this one episode where he almost did, I would think it was Robin. He almost did him real dirty. But Scarecrow, probably B tier, man. Just pretty cool. Not overly in love with the character. He's just kind of there, but he's cool enough to get the pass. I dig it. Most Batman characters get that benefit of doubt. Just aesthetically, they work. Sinestro. I really don't know much about Sinestro besides him being the main Yellow Lantern that Hal Jordan is dealing with. I think, probably D tier, man. C tier. Another C tier character. We'll put him, honestly, top of the C tier because I'm a lot more familiar with Sinestro than most of these guys. Just heavy exposure in the video games. But there's something goofy about it. Sorry, I'm kind of losing my steam here towards the end. Let's just get these last three characters out of the way and we'll wrap it up. Alright, Two-Face. He's an A tier character for sure. Absolute A tier. Really cool. His motives make sense. I mean, if I had half my face burnt off, I'd probably be very angry too. In the cartoon, we see it a little differently, where the other side of his face is a split personality. And the really cool thing about Two-Face, he will always flip a coin on whether or not he will make a decision. He's sick, man. He's one sick puppy. Solomon Grundy. Yeah, probably just C tier. We'll put him right above. We'll put him at the top of C tier because he's pretty cool. He's got his meat cleavers and tombstones and his crazy zombie-like look. I don't know much about him. I just know that he's in Injustice, and I play as him a lot. And Steppenwolf, who was the primary villain in the... not the Avengers, the Justice League movie. Right? Yeah, that was Steppenwolf. Huge threat level. Just, I don't know if he's overly compelling. I'm probably going to put Steppenwolf in the D tier as well. Now, before we wrap it up, I am going to organize the tiers. We're going to zoom in a little bit. We're going to look at the F tier. Alright? Captain Nazi is definitely worse than Zoom, so he's going to go at the bottom. I'll take Zoom over Captain Cold and Batmite. And we're going to put Batmite below Captain Cold. Because that's, not even anything, brother. Okay, so that's the F tier. We got Zoom, Captain Cold, Batmite, Captain Nazi. I can't believe I'm saying that. D tier. Steppenwolf, Trigon, Mr. Pixelite, I guess. Poseidon, Medusa, Captain Boomerang, Cheetah, Poison Ivy, Cyborg, Superman, Killer Frost, and Man-Bat. Yeah, this one's kind of organized exactly how I would keep it. I might move these characters that are real DC originals above the Greek mythology up till Cyborg Superman, because that's just like a redundant character. C tier, honestly, the C tier and the B tier are pretty organized. C tier, we have Solomon Grundy, Sinestro, Gorilla Grodd, Mr. Freeze, Black Adam, Killer Croc, Bizarro, Black Flash, Ra's al Ghul, and Clayface. B tier, we have the Reverse Flash, Brainiac, Penguin, General Zod, Ares, Deadshot, Scarecrow, Black Manta, Riddler. A tier, we could do a little organizing. I have Deathstroke, Doomsday, Harley Quinn, Two-Face. That's actually perfect. We're actually going to move Lex Luthor down to the A tier. I think probably at the top, but I don't think he holds the weight of these. We're also going to move down. Joker is the top of the S tier. All right, Joker is the best villain. Darkseid next. You know what? I'm moving Lex Luthor back up. And I'm going to put him above Bane. I'm going to put Catwoman above Bane, too. Yeah, a lot of Batman and Superman. Forget everything I said earlier, apparently, because A tier, Deathstroke, Doomsday, Harley Quinn, Two-Face. The S tier, we have Joker, Darkseid, Lex Luthor, Catwoman, and Bane. For all my blind viewers out there, I just like repeating the list. But yeah, man, that's where we stand. This was the DC Supervillain tier list. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. We talk about wrestling usually. We talk about music a lot. We've been doing all these superhero lists. Maybe we'll do a DC versus Marvel bracket or something like that. That could be really fun. But yeah, man, if you enjoy the content, stick around. I cover a wide variety of topics. There's always going to be something for everybody. All right. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye.